Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before. We've seen it all before. I'm Danny.
I'm a goat. No, I'm Dan. We just watched Thor: Love and Thunder, and let me tell you, those goats, man, those goats.
That was actually a really spot on impression. Not gonna lie.
I try.
Yeah, you startled me.
You didn't know what I was gonna do.
No, you said that you were gonna do it before, and then I just completely forgot, like I usually do, and then they actually freaked me out for a second. So
yeah. Anyway, we got a guest on this one. We got our good friend Joe. He's been on a few podcasts with us before on our old one. I don't think you've been on the new one yet.
No, this is my first time.
Yeah, first time on Seen It Before. All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Sweet.
Wait, first time I've seen it before, or like first time video? Because I thought we did.
First time video too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you get
They've
to see
seen my face.
Now you get to see this wannabe beetle over here.
Yeah, well, gotta look cool.
Wannabe Italian beetle.
Hey,
With a sick ass tattoo, by the way. Look at that tattoo. Look at that thing. It's looking so good. It's almost done. Yeah. What is it, Joe?
it's a kraken. Like goes all the way up.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
It's sick.
Kraken attacking a big ship.
Oh yeah. Looks sick. Anyway, we're about to get into Love and Thunder right now. So from this point out, spoilers. All right, let's get into this baby because it's a fun ride. This is a fun ride of a movie, and I don't know. It's like that typical summer blockbuster feel like that you get, like say watching, I guess, a Transformers movie. That's a bad example. That's a bad example. I'm sorry.
It's not that bad. I mean,
That was a bad example. You know, like what's the summer blockbuster you guys think of when you were kids?
Jaws.
well, yeah, I think Jaws or Star
That's a
Wars.
summer blockbuster. It's
Yeah.
like, that big movie.
I mean, it is
Everyone
Taika.
saw it.
Yeah.
Titanic.
Yeah, it's just a
Get out.
Oh yeah, the fun ride, Titanic.
All right, Titanic. Don't you love watching people die a horrible death drowning?
Yeah.
Screaming, going, I love you. There's enough room on there.
There's not enough room.
And then just fuck off.
So many,
Yeah, it's
so many people have pointed out that that theory where they could have had two people or something, but scientists have debunked
Buoyancy,
it.
man. It
Yeah,
wouldn't work.
it'll
Yeah, it would sink.
It's but how do you know the weight of the door? Or
Calculated by mass.
yeah, but did they measure the door? Well, they probably did, but I don't know. I don't know how you just debunk it. I just know that everyone's just yeah,
It's no fun.
James Cameron was right.
Okay, there it is.
back on track.
Sweet Jesus.
Okay.
Busting our eardrums. Busting the listeners' eardrums.
Yeah. But it's still a good impression. Anyway,
It's like
All
an
right.
archer with a tinnitus.
okay. So we're let's get into this. So we cold open with gore and how he loses his daughter and everything. That was
Fucking depressing.
really depressing way for a
Seriously.
Taika movie to start.
Is this the first cold open for a Marvel movie that we've gotten?
No, I think there's been others. But in recent memory, I think so.
I don't remember any other Phase 4 ones.
Did Black Widow not have one? I think Black Widow.
Black Widow had
Black
no,
Widow
I'm saying
had-
cold open. I mean before the Marvel
I know,
Studios logo.
I know what you mean. I'm just trying to think.
Didn't Black Widow start with the plane chase escape thing?
It did, but I think
Yeah, but I think the Marvel logo came before it. That's what I mean by a cold open. So there was an opening credits scene in Black Widow, but so there was this. I think it went Marvel logo, opening scene, opening credits sequence, and then the rest of the movie. This one just opened straight up in the movie.
Yeah, with gore and everything.
Yeah.
But I liked the line. So when he's starving to death and everything, and then he goes on this journey and hears things calling to him, and he goes and finds his God and all that stuff. Suffering for gods is your only purpose. I'm just like, oh, that's deep. All right, we're going hard here.
Yeah, they're
early.
hitting everybody's religion with this one.
Yeah,
I'm just yeah, you probably shouldn't.
I liked it. I liked that they started with that because it's a question everybody kind of wants to know: is it a big joke? And
Yeah, like nobody knows. Like
Nobody
like
knows.
when
Has God
Unless-
abandoned us? Are we really alone out there in the universe?
Yeah.
Find out next week on Tales of Interest and Seen It Before.
No.
We should start a series like that. Be like, have like deep dives into like the concepts and stuff.
Like duel the debates with Miguel, except we have Joe and conspiracy fucking.
Yeah, we have
over here.
conspiracy corner with Joe.
9/11 wasn't in China.
Oh Jesus Christ! Nope. Okay.
We just deck out the entire set in
We're gonna-
tinfoil.
We're gonna cut you off. You're done. You had 2 beers and it was not good already today.
Pints. Yeah.
Christ.
Nice.
But then after that, we get the Marvel logo, a really rockin' Marvel intro that was very
Yeah.
80s inspired,
Yeah.
and I loved that. Oh my!
yeah, this movie
Very
really
guitar riffing.
like this movie really doubles down on like specifically the Guns N' Roses, where like
It's all Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, I think it's every single song.
And Rainbow in the Dark by Dio.
Yeah, that was
that's
a good
it.
surprise at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we'll get to it later. But like my favorite use of like one of their songs is November Rain.
Yeah.
right at the end. But yeah, that was so good.
So then we got the opening battle, which was pretty cool with all the Guardians of the Galaxy and everything.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was
Korg introing everything. He did that a lot in this movie, and when we get to the end, I gotta talk about that. But I liked his voiceover and narration of the space Viking and all that stuff. It was like,
Yeah.
it was good. It was pretty good.
yeah. Well, actually, back to the gore scene though. Like I wanted to pinpoint like yeah. Sorry to jump around. I think Christian Bale already off the bat is like giving like a genuinely good performance.
He was great in this movie.
Yeah,
he
it
was my
was-
favorite part of the movie, actually.
Yeah. So like I said, he's a great one-off villain. We'll get into like the specifics of like why he's good as a one-off, but like I think like he didn't see this movie like just a Marvel movie. He saw like an actual genuine performance, which I like appreciate in an actor. Like he likes to go all in on his roles, and seeing him be like go from like the like on what I'm trying to say, the weakling spectrum. Like he goes like
Pathetic.
like he's real pathetic, and then once he realizes that like the god like just doesn't give a shit about him, he's just like complete change of demeanor, and then
Face changes.
Yeah.
His like
The Necrosword
the
comes
tone,
up.
Even
Yeah.
like the mannerisms of his face like change
All
Yeah.
gods.
completely.
and I love
Just like the sword just appears, like slides up into his hand. Everything about any scene that has gore in it in this movie, I love for the imagery. Like you could like still frame like screenshot like multiple scenes from this movie with gore in it, and it was just like, man, that looks like a painting. I love it.
yeah. Well, especially the black and white.
Oh my
The
god.
monochrome battle. Yeah, we're gonna.
That
get to
was great.
We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about that
Oh
a
my
lot.
God.
But yeah, like but I liked seeing like the transformation that like it was like real subtle. Like goes from like and he gets progressively more like
Yeah, because the Necrosword takes over him
Yeah,
completely.
slowly. Corrupts.
corrupted and stuff, and like so he slowly gets more demonic.
Yes.
And I just thought it was really cool.
Love that.
Yeah. But anyway, what's next?
What's next? So the opening battle. That's where we were with the Guardians. We get a little hint
Yeah.
of the Guardians here. Fantastic. I love it. And Thor is just kind of in his feelings still because he wants love. He wants to has something to love in his life.
Yeah, because like he's the most tragic character in the MCU by
He
far.
loses everyone.
Literally
everyone.
everyone.
And like yeah, so like
be friends with Thor. You'll die.
fucking
Fucking
die.
horrible death.
yeah, like who's his best friend dies, and then his mom dies, his father dies, his brother dies, and then
yeah.
so like
His brother dies 3 times.
yeah, 3 he has to grieve him
I
3
love that.
times.
So he's- again, and then he lost his brother again, and then one more time.
Yeah. So, and like, I get that it's Marvel, but like, and like they're gonna take jokes where they can find them, but I feel like they don't dive into like the tragedy. Maybe it's because it's too dark for Thor specifically, because like they were able to do that with Spider-Man, they were able to do that with Captain America and Iron Man and stuff. But Thor always feels like it's just kind of like it's just one more thing, and I think the Russo brothers tried to do that in Infinity War. But then in Endgame, they took it back and they just made, he's fat Thor, he's depressed.
Lebowski Thor, yes.
Yeah, Lebowski.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he's a meme now. And like, you get, like they say that like this is the tragedy of Thor, but you don't feel it.
No.
And like this movie kind of continues that trend, which I'm not too happy about, but we'll find out later that he never got a chance to grieve properly. And that's what this movie's going to try to show us with him, with Jane Foster and everything, but we'll get to that. So what were you going to say, Joe?
I was just going to say this movie, the series in general of Thor, like, really is, you watch the slow devolve into, like, different stages of, like, grief and then, like, not acceptance and then, like, the repercussions of him, not dealing with his issues. And then it spiraled out of control when he became Fat Thor. And this movie, it was kind of like him slowly, working his way back where he needs to be, like, mentally, and then, like, learning to move past the issues that he has in his mental health.
But like in a healthy way, right?
But in a healthy way, yeah.
Moving on, we cut to Jane Foster at one point in there, and she's got cancer.
Right off the bat.
Just like in the comics.
They're not even hiding
Rip
it.
that Band-Aid right off.
So she has cancer, stage 4, right at the end of her
Probably
life.
from the ether, I would assume, because that thing.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I just thought she just had it.
Nah, dude, that ether fucked her up good.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
so she's got terminal cancer, but it mentions in the at some point when her recovery that the Thor's hammer Mjolnir calls to her. So
yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah, and we also get Darcy.
Darcy.
That's always a joy.
And I don't hate her now because of WandaVision. So that's like what the good things about Marvel. They make unpopular characters more popular as they go on, which is why like I don't like Captain Marvel right now, but I have a little bit of hope that they're going to make her better as a maybe like bouncing off of other people. So, but now I like Darcy. So that's I never thought that would happen. So
yeah. And what were you going to talk about with Mjolnir and everything?
I don't want to get too negative right off the bat, but like in a way it kind of breaks the movie for me a little bit, knowing it breaks the MCU for me a little bit. Like, how does Jane / like everyone get to wield Mjolnir or Stormbreaker in this movie? What are the rules now,
Stormbreaker, I don't think, has the same rules that Mjolnir has. Stormbreaker's different.
Okay.
Yeah, Stormbreaker definitely, it doesn't have the same, like, if you need to be worthy of power to gain the power of Thor, like, imbued into it.
Yeah, like Odin did that specifically to Mjolnir.
Yeah.
But
that's why, like, Jane Foster is worthy because, she's fighting for a just cause. She's dying every time she uses
the
hammer.
But Thor also made a promise to Mjolnir to keep her safe and everything. Like Odin did to him. Like Odin told the hammer that Thor is probably going to be the one that's worthy.
Okay.
And so it was established already. So he can technically do that because he has such a good relationship with Mjolnir and everything.
Okay, so what you're saying is that like Thor is now like the new Odin when it comes to Mjolnir. Like, he can possess.
He just has the strong relationship with it that it trusts him and he trusts it. So it's kind of like an animal relationship. But
so did he say that like promise or whatever in this movie, or like I missed that?
Yeah, he said that in the movie.
It's like it even lights up
with the flashback scene.
With the flashback scene, and he's saying it.
Oh,
protect Jane, like
flashback
scene, and then that lights up with the runic symbols.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's a nice flashback scene. We get to see why they broke up and everything, and that was cool to see.
Okay, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so now that it's explained, because like originally I was thinking like because like that someone wielding Mjolnir was such a big thing, and like it was such a big it was an entire movie for Thor to be able to be worthy to wield Mjolnir, and then it was literally an entire 24 movies for Captain America to be worthy. So that's why it was such a huge deal. And that's why like I was a little confused at first why Jane was so, now that Thor like is able to imbue that with, because he's the king of Asgard. Well, the king of Asgard, basically.
Wow.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's actually King Valkyrie, but
just that makes more sense now, because I had another question I had was how can he just give all the kids at the end the power of Thor?
We'll get to that.
Like,
So
Yeah.
I have an explanation for that. And
I assume it's just because of that, right? Because he's like the new Odin.
in a way, no. But I think it's because of that. Do you remember the tree at the beginning? That tree also gave him powers, I think, of meditation type powers. And it
When was
channeled-
meditating?
Yeah, when he was meditating. I think that gave him some kind of mystical powers. So I was reading up on this, and I don't exactly remember the whole deal with it. But it somehow was able to give him the ability to give these children, like, temporary powers
Okay.
of Thor. I'd have to look into it more.
That seems a little more like bullshit to me than
It does,
the Mjolnir
but I
thing.
think it might be. It probably is a thing in the comics. I don't think they just
yeah.
throw that in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, they're not that stupid. Marvel's not that stupid.
Yeah.
That is one thing I will bring up that I actually read the comic this whole thing is based off of.
Mighty Thor.
It's actually the second comic I ever read.
Oh,
It's actually, well, it starts with a Thor comic, then folds
Mighty
into
Thor, yeah.
like Thor. But Gore in this movie looks way different
Yeah.
than the
more
one in
alien,
the
more Voldemort.
yeah, more Voldemort. The other one had like
He has like tentacles on his head, right?
And like he still had like the teeth that
Christian Bale has.
Christian Bale has, which
Yeah.
I thought like was a really good touch of his character. It was very menacing with the very like shark-like teeth. But just like there's a lot of things in the comic that did make it to the movie, and a lot of things that didn't. Like in the other comic, he pulls like different versions of himself, like an older Thor and like young Thor, to help him actually defeat the God Butcher. Along with
Oh. So like he goes like they pull like a. Oh, that we've actually never seen that. I don't think they could do that with this rules that they established
Yeah, that's
with
Yeah.
with Endgame with time travel and stuff.
I think that was just too much for them to do, and it's fine.
I mean, they would
they
have
got to
to-
make these their own anyway.
Well,
that was a lot to fit in a 2-hour movie.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's but they basically no, they did that in Doctor Strange. So I guess they could have done that because they had 2 Doctor Stranges and it didn't blow up
That caused an
anything.
incursion, though. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm still confused on the rules. They're getting like they're not like sloppy with the rules. It's just they're not explaining them clearly enough for me to understand.
I don't think you're supposed to understand all of it right away. I think it's going to
I hope
get
I hope it's going to come together because I mean this isn't related to Thor, but like I got the sense that the different timelines and stuff work differently in Loki than they did in Doctor Strange.
And-
We talked about this off the air, and like
Michael Waldron, he wishes
and he's the same writer.
he wishes he could take back some things with I think Doctor Strange and the way he established the rules.
Yeah, so like
So,
I mean
it's
you know what I mean? I want them to have their shit figured out. Like that's all I'm asking.
they
You know?
got time. I mean, I'm not worried about that just right now.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a couple other things that like I'm hoping you guys can explain for me
We'll get-
later on, but we'll talk about it later.
Let's bring it in. We'll talk about the pacing of this movie to
Yeah.
get us back on track. The pacing of this movie, I don't know if it's just me. It felt fast.
Yeah.
Like this movie, like I told Dan when we were done watching it, like this felt like way shorter than like 2 hours, like but in a good way.
Yeah.
Like it just was like a roller coaster where once it started, the train left the station. It's like let's go.
There was one part that slowed it down. It was when they were on the ship heading to the.
Yeah, it was kind of needed though.
It was
to get-
very needed because
You got to have character moments here and there,
yes,
right?
and that was well done. So
Yeah.
I think they did a great job with the pacing.
Yeah, well, like it's like they were, we get like all the essential information that we need, and then like all of a sudden we're like in a good way. I mean, we're already having the first battle where they meet Gore for the first time. They kidnaps the kids. We're off to the races, right? We're in the plot now, and then we have 2 more battles, which evenly paced, right? So yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Before we get to the kids and everything.
All right, you go first.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the first battle. The end of that, the Guardians go on their way to fuck off, and then
Oh, I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I'm a sucker for like different character models and stuff. I love Quill's look in this.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's
Like
really cool.
he looks like I'm not sure if he got thinner or like he looks dusty though. Like he had like kind of dusty and grimy, but like he had the long hair and like the better sideburns that went into his beard. I just like the look.
He's gonna have a full beard in Guardians 3, I'm pretty sure.
That's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
Because like he looks relatively the same between 1 and 2, just with the sideburns are a little
Because they
more
take
defined.
place like very close together.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
But like even in Endgame, he had the same look. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm glad that they're kind of like but nobody else is changing. You know?
I mean, they didn't, but they all had like really cool looks in this movie still. I mean, Teenage Groot was kind of established, but I liked seeing him more than like, just the here and there, like basically like cutscene of him.
Someone I was talking to mentioned Groot looked different. Like
his
CGI
looks a little downgraded. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that didn't bother me because there's only like a little part of the movie. So
Yeah,
it wasn't the whole movie.
it's fine,
It's just a cameo. Yeah, but so the Guardians, fuck off.
Yeah, they're just like, they established the whole thing. Quill is like, you need to feel shitty about something. Like that's the whole like.
I love, and then you look in the eyes of the ones you love and all that stuff from the trailer.
And then he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's actually interesting to see Quill be a straight man, or play the straight man in the comedy, styling. So, because the Thor is definitely like the goofball of his own movie. So,
for sure.
And I think that was a good change of pace, especially in Ragnarok. But they're treading a very thin line with like Thor, like I said before, like his tragedy and also being the goofball and the comic relief. So it's a very fine line. I think they hit it mostly on the head in this movie.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But like I have my fears for the future.
Yeah, of course. We get an Interstellar joke in there at one point.
Oh yeah.
Event Horizon. He's like,
yeah. She's like, oh yeah,
You destroyed your book.
Oh yeah,
but now you know how
Explained it to you.
yeah, Interstellar. They basically got it right. Oh God. Yeah, great. Just suck Christopher Nolan's dick more. Why don't you?
Jeez.
What?
I didn't know you didn't like Christopher
I
Nolan
love
that
Christopher
much.
Nolan, but he's so far up his own ass.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get the actors returning from Thor Ragnarok: Matt Damon, one of the Hemsworth brothers, and Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, Melissa
baby.
McCarthy was a great surprise. And,
Great Hella.
When she like burst through, I like burst out laughing. I couldn't
It
hold
was
it
so
in.
good.
Yeah.
I was just like, no way.
That was actually fantastic.
I fucking died when Matt Damon was on screen again. and then like later on, like when the kids get taken, she's like,
He's like, we can make this into a
we can win. He's like, and then he's like, open up Asgard, Asgard Night.
starts writing the script right then and there.
I forgot to mention before, the reason I'm screaming this whole time is because at the end of that first battle, they get goats.
Oh yeah,
These
that's like
goats
like
to
his.
scream.
That's like his reward or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they're loud.
They are very loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
So
I hated it at first. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be really annoying, but it was
By the
planted at the
end,
great times.
They had like a couple moments of perfect comedic relief,
Mm-hmm.
like when they burst into like, I'm just gonna call it Zeus Palace. I forget what it's called. And like they just do the yell. I was like, yes,
It was great.
I'm here. I'm
I
there
wonder
for it.
who did the voice. I bet it was Bill Hader.
I don't know.
See that.
I don't know. Jane goes to New Asgard and
Yeah.
finds Mjolnir, and I don't like that they cut away from that because I would love to see the reveal.
Well, because we saw
just, like all the guards were like kind of looking at her as she was like looking at the case because the Thor was like, oh, let's go try the mead, and she's just sitting there like dead, like
she's
staring.
like,
at it,
I'm
like,
gonna get this fucking thing.
It's beginning to shift. It's beginning to shake.
And
Yeah.
I was like,
And she's like, and the guards are just like all staring at her like, what's going on over there?
Is this new Thor?
yeah, it was very weird.
Well, I know that they shot the scene there because there's a behind the scenes shot of Natalie Portman like floating in the air and like looking like she's possessed and stuff.
Oh, they did shoot it.
Yeah.
Cut that?
Damn.
Yeah, they cut. Yeah, so
Maybe
they did film
deleted
it.
Scene. That'd be cool to see. I love.
I assume it's gonna be on there because
Yeah.
But yeah, we basically get like a montage of like where everyone's at. Like Valkyrie is king
She's
of Asgard.
King Valkyrie.
King
Yep.
of Asgard seems kind of bored with her position.
Yep.
Yeah, which I get it because it's
Yeah,
like
I mean, politics.
Diplomat.
she's like I was a warrior, now I'm a politician.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
No warrior wants to become a politician.
yeah,
So yeah, Thor gets back. He starts going looking for Gore.
Because Sif sends like out
Sif
like
sends out a message, and it's
Yeah.
like help or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when we see the comic book scene with that big monster or whatever.
I can't remember his name.
Forget it.
But that was one of
He's
the
a
things I was
god.
gonna
He's a
say,
very
right?
nice god, apparently. Very
a
sweet.
lovely nice guy.
Very sweet.
with the one in the snow mountain
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
Also, I died when he like walked up to her and he was like, "You're missing an arm." And I was like, I'm like, yes, don't freak her out that she's missing an arm.
She's like,
You're going to shock.
He's like,
and
if
be
you die, if I die, I'll go to the gates of Valhalla. And he's like, well, you actually have to die in battle.
like, she was like, oh, I need to live.
maybe your arm's in Valhalla, but
That was so funny.
so I want to like. All right, so how fucking lucky is this actress? I don't know her name. She wasn't available to shoot on the day of when they were shooting Thor Ragnarok. That so like when the Warriors 3 die plus Sif, it was only the Warriors 3 because she just literally like a scheduling conflict, and that's how her character survives it to the other movies.
Yep.
I'm like, how fucking lucky is that, man?
Fucking lucky,
And
man.
then she gets the money.
Yeah.
She gets to Loki. and then
Yeah, she gets
goes-
Loki. Yeah, she's able to come back in Loki and stuff.
Yeah, that was cool. And then we get this big battle because Gore comes to Earth and is looking for Thor to kill Thor as the next god or whatever.
Yeah, I like how they're just, like what Joe was saying, like cutting right to the chase. Or, you know, like he's already established as killing gods or butchering gods, and now he's moving on to Thor
That's
and the
one thing I don't
Asgardians.
like. Before this, I really wish we saw him actually killing more gods. That's the one thing I wish with more Gore. More
That actually is a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
There's like, yes, you can tell he's feared. But I still like to see it.
you know, they could have had like a nice like compilation where it was like, you know, fading, transitioning between scene to scene of him just like cutting.
Even just his
down.
face, like a close up of his face, and then seeing a sword slash or something. Just something like that. Make him feared.
yeah, like in the montage where they're going over with Valkyrie and
Yeah.
like where Thor's at, and like yes, they could just showed him like
That
killing a
would've been
couple
cool.
gods and stuff.
And that's one thing I really wish they did more of.
I wish they showed it. Yeah, and if that was a scene, like I wish they would have gone with like gods we know, like what if they because.
Kill Jesus.
What if they kill Khonshu? Like that would have been a cool inclusion, or like kill Amit or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Because like kind of mixing and intertwining again. 'Cause that's what I like about the MCU, where they're able
They've
to
been bring
cross
religion
over.
a lot in Phase 4, and I like that because they're showing different things.
And I like how like this might just be Disney talking, but like in Moon Knight, because they don't want to piss anybody off, they're like, oh, everyone who believes is like all the gods exist, so every type of religion exists. It's all real.
That's
It's like
fine. I like it.
it's an interesting concept because I don't think we've ever seen that in any other media, but like.
Not
you know.
openly saying it anyway.
Yeah.
And who knows if they all really care, though. That's the other thing. It's only the really upper ones that don't care, apparently.
Yeah.
And the lower ones kind of do, but like they don't really.
High and mighty.
It's
Yeah.
2020
it's,
time.
it's very interesting concept.
Which yeah.
So
Getting back to like
battle.
Gore coming in, like being introduced at New Asgard. I loved everything about that scene, like how it was so stylized, where his like shadow morphs away from like his feet and it starts spawning in like the shadow creatures. And I love the design on the shadow creatures, how they were like borderline like terrifying looking. I remember like thinking that, being like, if I was one of these like people living in New Asgard and all of a sudden like you look out of the window and this fucking giant tentacle monster coming at you, like
Yeah.
you'd be like, what the,
Yeah.
and like going for your sword.
and before this started, like we got a shot of like all these kids in the beds. I'm like, what's this leaning towards? Like I was very confused. I'm like, oh, that's a weird shot to come in on.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because he takes all the kids at the end of the scene. I was like, interesting.
Reminds me of the Pied Piper legend where he takes all the children.
Yeah.
In the night to take your children.
But yeah,
And then-
Gore, like the first time he squares off with Thor, he's like seeing him through the crowd. It's like a straight beeline to him. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Also, I love the cuts between the two where like Gore is like shrouded in darkness and it's like very gray tones, and it cuts to Thor and he's wearing the armor. It's bright and it's like really bright colors and silver and it's gleaming, and the like cutting back and forth was just like beautiful in that scene.
Yeah.
Like the color grading in this movie overall, like the different like shades like color to like show like these are hero characters, these are evil characters. It was just great.
Yeah, the color palette is like wide. So wide on this
Yeah.
movie. It's well done.
Yeah, it's
especially
definitely stylized.
very stylized.
Yeah,
and
like
very well
like we
thought
don't
out.
like there's I mean for for my editing purposes, I hate that it's like different directors have different styles per movie and how they edit their movies. But like for variety of the MCU, it's great that they let directors kind of have their own vision and stuff.
Especially in Phase 4. They've definitely done that a lot in Phase 4.
Like Phase 4, like because you have different types of genres. Like Black Widow is definitely like a spy kind of like dark, muted gray movie, and then Loki's like fantastical, and then Thor is like cosmic, like in like different
Eternals
colors.
is more grounded, but also kind of.
Yeah, that one. I think that one should have been more like colorful.
It looked beautiful though, even the way
cosmic colored galaxies.
Yeah, but it was more based on Earth though, for the most part. So I mean,
like the director that they chose.
Perfect.
I have strong.
Yeah,
I have strong opinions too, but like the directing choice was very well done for that.
Okay.
I will say that.
I'll give it to you. I don't want to argue.
You just don't want to argue with me. And
I don't want
to argue either because I don't like the movie. But
I don't like that movie.
Fight. Kiss.
Duel of the Debates, episode 4.
Is Eternals a good movie? No. Let's see. So also in that fight, we get the first instance of Mjolnir splitting and just going.
That was so freaking cool. I saw that in the trailer. I'm just like, that's such a cool like world building mechanic. Yeah. So like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, because they obviously Mjolnir broke in Ragnarok, so now it's like got all these pieces together, and it's like cool. Because obviously Cap took the other Mjolnir back in time with him, so yeah.
Also, I love how like it does shatter, but like when Jane brings it back to her and they all piece together, I just love the way that it fused like so smoothly. It was like one of those, I don't know if you've seen them, like where it's like satisfactory like gifts where
like oddly satisfying stuff
slide perfectly to place. It looked just like that to me, and I'm like, love it.
Like satisfied.
Few quick things that I really loved. Nick Fury.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
So
take this number from Nick Fury.
And that was in the flashback scene. That was how they started kind of coming apart as a couple and trying to make excuses not to see each other, and how Thor was getting scared of getting too close and all that stuff. I loved that.
Very honestly, a believable breakup.
Very believable breakup.
It was like, and it's even funny how they still kind of like have a little bit of resentment for each other in that sense, because like, you know, Thor's like, oh, you left me, you know, and then Jane's like, no, you left me, like, great, because I wrote the note, but you weren't there to receive the note, so you in a way you left too. And I'm thinking like,
Good point.
There's some tension there. It doesn't really get resolved there, but you know, it's fine.
And then after the battle, so it's the next day, and they're all wondering where the children are and everything. We see Meek writing on a chalkboard, and he's just in a suit. I'm just like, oh shit, did he go see Minions?
Dude, I saw when I went to go see the movie, like there was 2 kids like dressed in full suits, and I'm just like, no, please, like you guys are Gen Z all the way, aren't you?
That trend is so fucking dumb.
Stupid.
It's funny,
you see
but
that
it's so
certain
stupid.
theaters started banning people from wearing suits,
and that's dumb.
Yeah,
you can't like tell people what to wear, other than like wear a shirt and shoes, right? Like that's.
Like
I thought
if someone walked in a bikini, you would be like, yeah, okay, go put some clothes on, come back. But like,
but like you can't like get mad at people for overdressing.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm going to the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the theater, once upon a time, was a really, like, fancy experience. So you would show up in a suit. It'd be weird if you didn't.
Yeah.
You know? So they're just trying to show, you know, but it's fucking dumb. But like, anyone actually does it, like, I hate people who do that, though. Like it's like, oh, we're so funny. It's a meme. We're doing it.
And now we get to, so they're off to find Zeus and basically beg him for help and to raise an army to help save these children.
And I liked, I'm not sure if they were really going for this parallel, but like this Thor's kind of plea to Zeus definitely mirrored Gore's plea with his god in the beginning.
It did.
I'm thinking, hey, symmetry between the hero and the villain.
Definitely planned.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Also, there was like so many gods shown in that I remember like watching the like credits roll, and I was just like, there was like the goddess of death. I'm like, where the hell was she? I missed her completely.
Wait, Hela?
No.
She's a goddess of death, though, right?
Yes, but in
the other one.
yeah, the one that Thanos is in love with.
Oh, okay.
Apparently she was there. I saw it in the credits, and I was like, "Where the fuck?"
That
is
would have been cool if they had like a close up on her because I don't remember seeing.
I saw
her.
some Aztec gods.
I just remember seeing the guy
Shang-Chi
with.
one. We saw the dragon.
You saw the dragon. The dragon was there.
I don't remember that.
One-
It was wrapped around the.
Yeah, I mean it's probably there. I just don't. I'm not. I'm terrible at picking up details and shit.
One
But
James caught was of Korg's god. So it was sitting on an iron throne like Game of Thrones.
oh, but it was like scissors. Yeah.
That was
Because
really
like
cool.
rock beats scissors.
Rock beats scissors. It was so funny.
I didn't get it until just now.
Yeah,
Literally.
James told me. I'm just like, that's actually really funny.
I just remember the guy with a head and only feet, and told him to shush.
But,
Yeah.
oh, we get the that weird animated one, the bun thing or
Oh, the bow.
the bow.
The
The
bow
bow
buns.
god. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Also, I have a Disney question for you guys that I just thought of. I didn't think
Okay.
about this when I saw the movie. Do you think that the gods of
I know where you're
emotion
going.
were references to Inside Out?
Wait, what?
Oh,
You s-
that
didn't
might have
think
been
about that
good.
until just now when I was thinking about it, because the colors I think match to the the Inside Out the movie,
Yeah.
the animated movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when they pull out the costumes, they're like, "Where did you get these?" And she goes, "Oh, I stole them from emotion gods." Oh, and
I didn't catch that.
And they're like, "What happened to the emotions gods?" And she's just like, "Don't worry about it." So I'm like, "Did you kill him?" Like,
Don't worry about it.
no.
Oh God.
But I think that was like a little tiny Easter egg.
You may. Oh, then that makes sense though, because Thor is wearing blue,
He's
and he's sad.
sad.
Oh, that makes so much
Natalie
sense.
Portman's wearing green.
Yeah,
So she's scared or no, disgusted.
I've actually not seen the movie, so.
I think green is disgust, and then Valkyrie was
Yeah.
red.
Yeah,
Well,
orange.
she's
I
disgusted.
think she's
because He
orange.
flicks her clothes off, and she was like, "I remember."
She was happy. I think it was mainly just Thor's that we were kind of looking at. So,
Yeah,
like,
Thor's
sad.
the only one that really makes narrative sense. But yeah,
And then so he ends up talking to Zeus and asking for the army, and then Zeus laughs at him. Don't
Zeus
meet your
is
heroes,
like-
kids. He's like Thor's hero because obviously he's lightning, Thor's thunder.
yeah. I like that sick burn though. He's just like thunder is only the sound after lightning.
Yeah, that was a good sick
like
burn.
damn.
But yes, they don't. The guys don't care. The parallel. And no orgy for him.
I'm surprised they included that.
Orgy.
That was so funny.
I also loved Russell Crowe's like fake Greek accent that he was doing.
Greek/Italian, whatever
Yeah,
he was going for.
Somewhere
Yeah.
in the middle. It was
Yeah.
just like, interesting.
Yeah.
And in the credits, there was like a voice coach for Mr. Russell Crowe. I'm like, did you just sit there going, like, enunciate your like words or something? And be like, here, speak like this.
It's like don't use your hands.
Don't use your hands. He's also from New Zealand. So, like,
Yeah.
it's weird. I don't know. That's like a hard accent to kind of overcome. So, like, I get it's
Yeah.
kind of hard, but, like, I think they were just kind of going for the comedy. So, there's like, good enough. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, he did a pretty good job though.
Yeah. Flick. We get to see Thor's ass and all
Yep.
his back tattoos.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Poor
yeah.
Loki. Oh, he.
Yeah, close up on the
homage to
horns.
Loki, and
Yeah.
I didn't see anything else. I'm gonna have to look my second viewing this weekend. But
You just want to look at his muscles again. I know.
you want to look at the
I mean, it's in the trailer. You can just pause it frame by frame and just be like,
but it's not uncensored in the trailer.
Somewhere in the deep.
"Oh yeah, they do
dark
show his
depths of the
they show his
internet.
like bare ass
Oh yeah,
like
they,
in the
they
movie,
straight up
right?
show his bare ass. Yeah, in the movie.
And the ladies faint.
Yeah.
Every
Well,
single one of
actually,
them.
We talked about that on the way here, where there's like a little bit of a continuity error there because they faint and then it cuts and then it cuts immediately back, like not even like 2 seconds on Thor's face, and they're all standing again. It's like
I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
I'm like, did they just like pop back up, going like, I gotta see you again? Hello.
I don't know. Whatever. But then a battle ensues because Thor wants the army or whatever, and Zeus is like, "You gotta." I forget exactly why they're fighting. I forget.
Well, Zeus is just a prick.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh,
He's just, I don't want
my guards or whatever."
It's like
Another thing about that
He's-
scene too. I'm gonna probably butcher the word, but someone correct me. Did you like that all the gods had ichor for blood?
Oh yeah,
like
the
that
gold,
golden, like,
stuff. Yeah, that was cool. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, I didn't catch that until now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's almost spilling out gold blood everywhere. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's a good way to show blood without showing blood.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
I like even at the beginning of the movie when the guy gets stabbed in the neck. I was like, when it started pouring down, I'm like, oh wow, that's supposed like gods are supposed to have like that ichor blood. I forget what it technically is supposed to be, but
Oh, I thought that
pure.
I didn't catch that first god's name. I just thought it was Midas. So
The
that's
one that gets stabbed.
yeah, stabbed in the neck by Gore. He's the first one who gets killed. I thought that was Midas, and like that's why he was bleeding gold.
Oh no.
I didn't catch the name either. So
Okay. Well, he's a dick. So
yeah, but they're fighting and they have to make an escape because Thor catches the bolt from Russell Crowe, throws it back at him.
right. I thought
he
no scopes him.
Oh, but before that, we get the Korg scene where I fucking audibly almost screamed.
I literally was gonna be like,
No! But like it was too dramatic to be like, oh, Korg's dying. It was too kind of funny.
cool, I'm falling apart.
Yeah, it's like, oh. But like his face, that's all he needed. He just needed his face apparently.
apparently,
He's just, like,
apparently my
through
face is
rocks.
the only thing that's alive.
So it was silly but great.
It's very silly. And then the goats come crashing through the window.
Yeah.
So that was very,
I thought
Through the window.
I thought for sure that Zeus was like fucking dead. And so the whole movie I'm wondering is like, did they just kill like the most powerful Greek god? Like it was like I thought like the whole next movie, which they do kind of set it up. The whole next movie for Thor would be him getting hunted by all the gods, which it would make sense. Now but now they're sending jumping in the post credit scene. Who's that guy that Zeus is sending
we
after?
will talk about it when we get to it. Hercules.
Oh, it's Hercules?
That's
Okay,
Hercules.
cool.
Played by
No idea.
no,
Didn't recognize him at all.
Brett Goldstein. He's from
Yeah, that guy. I know him.
what's that show on Apple TV?
No one gives a shit. He's a no.
Severance?
No,
Until he becomes somebody.
The
he's a
one
nobody.
with Jason Sudeikis.
Ted Lasso?
Yeah, he's from Ted Lasso.
I don't know.
Yeah, apparently he's like
I
a
don't
really
watch that show.
loved character in Ted Lasso.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't seen Ted Lasso. I'm sure it's a great show.
Good for him.
I can't afford Apple TV. I'm poor.
He was in he had one line.
They have one line,
you
but
know,
like I'm talking about stories that could come from that in the future.
I just know.
I mean,
So-
they could do a lot of stuff with it. They, like you said, they could have them hunting down Thor. They could have like a battle of the gods where like Thor makes a team and then Hercules makes a team and they like bring them together to duel.
in the
they could do like gods versus Avengers. They could do a lot of things.
I mean, they could do the Revengers 2.0, right?
Avengers 2.0.
In the comics, Hercules is basically the bad boy to Thor's whatever. He's basically the antithesis to Thor. He's kind of like on the same level.
Yeah.
But, he's been in World War Hulk, which has been announced as a movie. So he's been in that storyline. So I don't know how that would come together, but that'd be interesting. That could be
Okay.
the next place he shows up. He could also be in where is it? I wrote it down here. Secret Invasion. Because he's in that comic as well. But that's a little too soon, I think, to have him show up again. And Thor, I don't think will be in that show either because it's a Samuel L. Jackson show. So like,
Yeah, I mean, he's not really moving the dial for me. If he's in anything,
not
whatever.
yet. I mean, it was kind of like the same thing they teased with Adam Warlock at the end of Guardians 2. Like,
Will
we
Yeah.
didn't know anything, but now we're really excited to see Will Poulter as Adam Warlock. So like,
Yeah. I just
Who
remember
knows?
there was a phase during TikTok or like on TikTok where like everyone's just like, he got hot now. Eyebrows kid got hot.
Eyebrows kid got
I'm like,
hot.
yeah, he just worked out a
Can
little
I
bit.
like join just for like a little while the superhero training team?
Yeah,
they
like-
put these fucking people through. It's like you see the before and after. It's like skinny nerd, fucking jacked superhero.
Fucking God.
Like, what did you do? I just did lots of girls.
I drank, like I ate vegetables. It's like that's what my mom's always saying.
And I never believed it. Exactly.
All right. So then we get to
This is the scene where the low scene where they're just kind of chilling on
kind
the
of chilling on the boat.
yeah.
And they're on their way. Like, Korg obviously got fucked up. So Valkyrie's chilling, drinking. And then
Yeah.
out on the boat are Jane and Thor. And they're just talking. And Jane reveals she has cancer. And that Thor's like, what? I'm so sorry. And stuff like that. So it's kind of like the low moment as
Shit
they're heading
happens.
towards the
they're going. So
They're going to find Gore on the planet.
we're all over the place. The kids got kidnapped. We never even mentioned that.
You never even mentioned Heimdall's son,
Yeah, Heimdall's son is like
Axel.
Axel.
Was he ever mentioned before this?
No.
He is brand new for this movie.
Okay. I was like, was he in the like a side scene?
Like, oh shit,
and
we
I
killed off
didn't
Heimdall.
See him, and I was like, okay, cool.
But the thing with
He'd be
Heimdall's
good, though.
son,
Who did Heimdall fuck? I
hold
thought he
That
was.
woman.
okay.
They showed his mom at the end of the movie.
yeah.
Oh, it did. Was she human?
Yeah. No, I think she was Asgard.
Okay.
Anyway, so Heimdall has the same powers as his dad, but he can't control it as well. So he can basically project Thor into the cage where the children are and stuff like that. So there's
Worst
where
pep talks.
yeah, he does get the worst pep talks. But he's getting better with Jesus.
I forgot what he said.
I don't care. I don't.
He like
it's not
freaks the
that
kids out
important.
more
It
though,
was
right?
like, you might have your bones crushed into dust, but you're Asgardians, so be brave.
Today you're Asgardians.
Today's your Asgardians. Not never, but today you are.
And then on a different part of that, Gore comes in at one point and is freaking
Yeah.
the children out.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was actually my favorite part in this whole movie.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, he is creepy. Like, he appears like a fucking wizard, and then his fucking eyes are just glowing in the darkness of the cage, and he fucking pulls out the snake from like nowhere, and he just like traumatizes those kids for life. And he's like, oh, you don't like the snake? Snap the snake, kill the snake. And he just throws it at their feet, and they're like,
He's like, I had a daughter. once."
Traumatizing the children.
traumatizing the children.
Yep.
May or may not be a title of a.
An upcoming episode, yeah. But yeah, that's the first time we had seen Gore since that battle. That's the pacing part I don't like, because Gore was absent for 45 fucking minutes. At least. Like 30, 35, 40 minutes.
I didn't really miss him though.
I did. I want
I mean,
more.
he's the best part of the movie, but like, I don't know. I thought it was okay.
It was definitely
But
fine.
it's
We
just
didn't.
short, sweet moments that make him so great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now we
Well,
get to the big battle. The main battle that they teased in the trailers.
Where he's like the black and white one.
The black and white battle.
He's like,
So
I like
yeah,
that part. I like that like little shot where he's just like,
they're all getting like kind of fucked up in this underground part of this moon or whatever the hell it is.
yeah, it's like it's like a,
Torture chamber.
yeah, So
So yeah, Gore comes out creepily through these vines and everything. I'm just like, Jesus, this is fucking weird.
Fucking choking out Natalie Portman.
Dude, he's menacing.
yeah.
Is
Well, like he has the time to give just like an evil monologue, and then like
I didn't write anything down for that scene. 'cause I
Jane was
watching
able
it.
to throw. I was surprised Jane was actually able to throw away Stormbreaker.
just,
I'm
like,
surprised she
chucked it.
succeeded like that.
Yeah.
And then, but I like the whole impetus of the scene is just like, Thor's literally backed into a corner. So like, she's gonna die, or Valkyrie and Jane are gonna die, but Thor needs to summon his power. But like, the power is what Gore wants.
Yep.
Oh, it's just the water.
Just the water. Just the water
I thought we were getting attacked, but yeah. So like, well, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so I think the whole
Yes.
dynamic of the scene.
Yeah, and so basically they end up escaping and having this fight on the top of this moon, and Gore and Thor go at it, and then Jane and Valkyrie are fighting off the monsters that Gore creates and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. This is parts I don't like, because they stab Valkyrie like they're gonna kill her. They fake kill off people in this movie, and it pisses me off.
I said the fake out deaths pissed me off.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yep.
Hate it.
It was like, because Valkyrie. What else does Valkyrie have to do in the series?
She was kind of sidelined in this movie. I think she
Yeah.
definitely has a bigger role to play in the MCU, but she definitely got sidelined.
yeah,
But she got stabbed, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good."
Yeah.
and then-
in spine. Well, kidney.
Yeah, and she's fine. But
Yeah, she's like, I lost my kidney, but we're all good.
Yeah, we're all good. Fine.
the one thing I do like they didn't do in this movie is they didn't undercut tension with jokes. They did not do that in this movie. They had
The
a
only
lot
time-
of jokes.
Yeah, exactly. That's always my big issue with the check out Balloon Theory. It's a video that we did. Bathos. That's like the word for it, where like you undercut the tension. I think literally the only time that they did it, and and this one was even debatable, was where Gore's in like the cage with the kids, and then like he rips off the head, and then he throws it against the wall, and instead of it kind of like going away and stuff, it kind of bounces and hits the kids and stuff. And it's like a little bit funny, but that's the only bit that I really saw.
That doesn't bother me.
But
Yeah.
it's still menacing because it's like terrifying.
Yeah, it's like you get like all
they like back up in
yeah.
the corner. They're like,
yeah. So it still plays.
So
that way.
He definitely learned from his mistakes in Ragnarok with that.
Yeah.
But they made new mistakes.
But
with
did he go for the head?
The fake killing off the characters. I did not, because Zeus, fucking
Zeus,
Valkyrie,
Korg, and Valkyrie.
and Korg. Yeah. So it's like that's 3 of them. It's like why? Why do you got to do that? Like just either kill them off, or don't, or just have them like go down.
I'm not upset. Like I'm just upset that they went halfway with it. I would have been. I'm fine with Valkyrie living, but like they went the extra step to say, oh, she might die, everybody. But like, one, I don't really care too much about her, so I'm not too invested in her. So I could take her or leave her, you know.
But yeah, so anyway, Valkyrie gets pretty fucked up. And
Yeah.
they get Stormbreaker back and then summon the Bifrost to get out of there. And Gore grabs...
gore.
He
It's gotta be
grabs
really confusing.
Stormbreaker and takes it, and now he has it.
Yeah, and
They're
I'm
all
thinking,
back.
did he not learn anything with Hela? Like, there's the same type of thing that happened with him
He
with
did
Hela in
not
the last
learn.
movie.
And then he really sees how fucked Jane is, because she's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, this is like I think the lowest moment, right? You
This is
think?
definitely the low moment of the movie.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring up the other thing that I thought was kind of MCU breaking a little bit. Gore is like really hard to kill with his Necrosword, I think it's called.
Yes.
So I just keep thinking back to, so it can put up a fight against Stormbreaker, right? I just keep thinking back to like when Thanos had like all 6 Infinity Stones, was shooting all of its power at the beam, and Stormbreaker was still breaking through. And then I'm thinking, so so that it just doesn't seem like the power that Stormbreaker's like as powerful as it was. And that could be explained away with being like, oh, the Necrosword is just a more higher power, right? Why didn't Thanos go after the Necrosword in the first place then? Or why didn't he even go to Eternity?
It was myth. It was a myth. It was believed to not existed. And then I believe somebody also had it at the time, and I guess
Perished.
perished. And
Okay.
they didn't know where he was, so like Thanos didn't. He was more obsessed with the stones, so you can kind of like go with that theory where he doesn't need it. He's already powerful enough.
So Thanos just didn't know about it.
he probably didn't.
Okay.
Honestly.
Do you think he knew about Eternity?
Probably not.
Because like that's
I mean,
another.
if he did, he probably would have gone to the center of the universe.
That's what I'm
instead of
thinking,
going
right?
for
He would have found a way. So
Yeah.
and I'll get to
Because he
we'll
can
get to-
teleport there.
Josh
He's got
Brolin
the Space Stone.
He tells Jane to stay here, get better, and then Thor goes with the lightning bolt. We were talking about the lightning bolt.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. So I thought that was just kind of like that was Zeus's weapon, right?
That is yes.
So it's not like Mjolnir where anyone can wield it. Just like Stormbreaker, anyone can wield
I
it.
guess
Anyone
so.
can take it. Multiple gods have taken it in the Greek mythology and used it.
Okay.
So it's up for grabs.
Yep.
I'm just really confused like on the rules again. Like it's just
I guess it's only certain ones that have rules. I mean,
yeah.
it is what it is. You got to actually look into the stuff. We're not going to tell you everything. They don't need to. I mean, you should. I guess.
It's been
You're big-
around for thousands of
Yeah.
years.
Anyway, so the final battle. Jesus.
Sorry.
So Thor gives the kids powers to try to fight against
The Shadow
Thor and
Monsters,
the Shadow
right?
Monsters. These kids kick some fucking ass.
They're
Not
so-
gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I like the one shot with the girl with the teddy bear.
I was gonna say the teddy bear shot was
She's like, ah!
great.
Yeah. Heimdall's kid goes ham.
Yeah, Heimdall's kid goes ham. They did the fucking Thor shot again, which I was just like, fine, that's okay. But where like Heimdall's son like jumps through the air and it's doing that thing from Ragnarok where they got the sparks flowing behind him. He's just like, ah, and he just brings out
yeah.
his weapon and like
Yeah.
the field of everyone and just blasts everyone out.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
they did the thing. I thought.
Well, they do that shot a couple times in this
Yeah.
movie where like they have like I think it's in the first battle with the Guardians. Thor, it's like a wide shot, like a profile shot, and he's like sideways, and he's like,
he goes against yeah.
He's up. It's like a silhouette. I like that.
Yeah. So Thor's fighting Gore, and they're going at it, and Thor's getting his ass kicked. Thor's pretty much getting his ass kicked.
Right, because you have to, have some stakes and stuff. So you gotta,
And Mjolnir is calling to Jane. So Jane picks up the sword.
Jane's like,
hammer,
"Fuck it."
and she goes on one of Valkyrie's Pegasus, and that has the ability to go between like dimensions and everything. Just so you know that.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just trying to keep the movie consistent. You know?
They
And-
showed it in the battle with Hela, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
So all right, so she goes riding in on the Pegasus, and he's like, no.
Yeah, well, because he knows that she's
died,
doomed,
and
you know?
basically she powered up again. It was irreversible.
yeah, and then so that they have a fight, and
Yeah, they fight. Gore gets his ass whooped.
Shatter the Necrosword.
Shadow the Necrosword.
I like how they
Powers-
did that though.
That
Yeah,
was really
they-
cool, where it was like rebuilding itself into pieces.
And then-
Jane says, "Fuck it,"
shatters
Takes it in.
because she shatters Mjolnir, right? That's the whole thing, and then like,
Yep.
so she sacrifices her
She,
own.
like, the crazy
weapon
thing too is like
and
the
life.
pieces that shatter, like grab the pieces of Necrosword.
Yeah, it
and
comes
pull into
together.
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
I just love that. Like,
It's
Yeah.
it's great.
Then her walking at Gore at one point too. She's like, "I'm the mighty Thor. I'm Doctor. You can call me Doctor Jane Foster." I was like, "Oh, she's
Right,
badass." And then eat my hammer. That was kind of stupid, but like whatever.
Well, it's a callback to the. Oh, I'm thinking about. It's one of those kind of like dumb sentimental things, but
It was, but then yeah, she's pretty badass. Then
I just want to bring up one thing, and I'm not like this is a very hot topic when it comes to Jane Foster Thor, or should I say the Mighty Thor? I just don't. I really don't understand why she's named that, because Thor is named Thor because Thor is his name.
yeah, because Thor's legend on Earth. So like,
She has the
basically
powers
same
of
powers as
Thor.
So she basically is.
But Thor was never like a mantle, a superhero name. I just don't get it. Like, why can't she just be Jane Foster?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a very
Ask the writers.
There's
I don't know.
some people who are like ride or die with that thing. Like they'll like if I post this as a TikTok, I'm not even sure if I want to, because I know I'm gonna get some fucking like comments.
Yeah, don't.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I like that they, first she said, first of all, it's Mighty Thor, but you can also call me Jane Foster. I think that was kind of leading credence to that whole situation there.
Then yeah, they go into eternity. So eternity, and they see eternity. Gore is like praising eternity, just feel that being like he's gonna make his wish for all gods to die. And then he's ready to talk Gore down and everything, and he's like, no.
I'm just going to interrupt you right there and be like, they just pulled the whole classic thing of, why don't you just do this instead? And Gore just went, oh yeah, that would be better, wouldn't it? I could just wish my daughter back.
Yeah.
But he chose love over
Yeah. But
trying to stop
if
him.
only somebody said that to Thanos.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just double the resources?
Yeah. No.
That's a good point.
I didn't
Yeah.
think about that.
But I liked the nice touch at the end where Jane was like, I finally came up with my catchphrase, and we don't know what it is, but I think it's going to come back at Thor 5 whenever he comes back. Whatever. That's
Oh.
what he's going to say now is his name.
Is there something in the comics that we know?
I don't know.
of that's a.
I don't know. But
I honestly just completely missed that part, because she whispers it and then like they don't say
whispers
it. It just kind of goes
yeah,
away.
I think that's going to be Thor's catchphrase from now on. That would be a nice way to honor
That is
him.
nice. Yeah.
That would be cool.
So I like more symmetry with seeing how Gore didn't learn from his mistakes, I guess, in the beginning. So the first scene, he prays to the god. He's all like, fuck you, right? And at the end, he's still praying to a god. It's just a higher power. It's not technically a god, right? So it's like he's stuck in that circle, that loop, that he's like always going to the higher power. And this one grants him what he wants, but like
Because
at a cost.
whoever reaches eternity first gets one wish.
Yeah.
And that will be granted. That's the whole gimmick of this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I like how when his daughter walked up, like eternity is still there, but in the reflection, but it's his daughter walking up too. I like that.
Yeah, because she is eternity
She is
now.
eternity.
And then that explains, because I had like a brief thought, I'm like, how does she have powers? Because she was human or humanoid.
At the end here, we got the whole how Thor is now a daddy. He's a daddy, and Gore rebuilds himself and his daddy, and meets a dude named Dwayne, The Rock.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock.
We kept making the joke at work today, and it's like, What's up, Dwayne?
What's up, Dwayne? Go down to a cave and make little rock
baby. Because the way his species reproduces is like they form rocks together with their hands or whatever.
Oh, okay.
That's how they make
Rock
a kid.
babies.
So now, it's,
Okay, whatever.
It's funny as shit. But anyway, back to Eternity. So Thor is the daddy. He takes over watching over Gor's kid, which is now Eternity, and she's rebellious and all that stuff. Go to hell, demon.
Is that so?
You just ruined this pan. It was brand new. Slam.
I wonder is that either Chris Hemsworth or Christian Bale's daughter?
It's Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
Hemsworth.
Okay, I
daughter.
thought so.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I love this ending so much because it has the voiceover that Korg has been doing the whole movie. And it's like they're now called Love and Thunder. I'm just like, oh, that's so good.
Like that's a nice twist because everyone thought that it would be Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth as Love and Thunder.
But now he has the love of his life, and it's,
twist.
He gets a daughter, and now he's fighting alongside his daughter and everything. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's a really cool setup.
Yeah, and that's nice because like my fears of this movie, there was that one. Jane Foster would take over the entire movie, and it would all be all about her. They didn't do that, which is great.
It kind of wasn't. Yeah.
She has a B plot.
Yes.
But it's mostly Thor's movie, which I'm happy about because I was just really worried about that. And
Also,
then
did you guys catch the tease in like the middle of the movie where they're talking about like their relationship falling apart, and Thor looks through the window at a baby, and he was like, "And I was thinking about starting a family."
I did catch that.
And then he gets the daughter in the end.
Yeah.
so
Nice.
the whole point of this movie is that Thor has never had the time to properly grieve, and he's always been stuck in this limbo of losing all his loved ones and stuff. And like it ends on another kind of down note because Jane Foster dies, but there's closure there, and now he can rebuild his life. So they're moving him forward. Like the character development is very
good for Thor.
very good. We're finally past the tragedy of Thor. Now we're moving into like a new rebuilt era of Thor, and we haven't seen that yet. Like, so I'm excited to see where he goes, and I'm glad that like he's going to be still part of the main MCU. At least we have someone or one of the original Avengers, the big three, still here.
And back to Eternity, because I wasn't done with that thought yet, and to where this leads in the future, because Eternity relates to Galactus, Secret Wars, and Adam Warlock at points in the comics. So all three of those are being introduced into the MCU soon.
Okay.
So I don't know where this is going to show up again, but it's very interesting to see where it could go. And I think Galactus is the next big bad.
It's not going to be Kang.
Well, he's going to be part of it, but like he's going to be like an overarching bad.
I don't want them to have too many villains,
But
I don't, or
they
big
need to
villains.
learn their lesson about not killing off villains, and I think I like that with Kang.
Well,
because-
That was one of my complaints about this movie. I know he couldn't continue, but I'm so tired of like Marvel just throwing away their villains. They do it all like almost every movie where they're like the villain. Well, he went to prison, or he stuck in whatever, or he's just dead.
like right now we got Justin Hammer and we got Zemo still, and maybe Ultron if he's still out there. Like that's still very ambiguous the way they ended Age of Ultron.
I'm interested for Ultron to come back. I don't give a shit about Zemo. They completely changed his character from what I thought he was in Civil War. And then Justin Hammer, I don't get the hype. I really don't. He's just a worse version of Tony Stark.
I think that could be fun in the Ironheart series if he comes back in there. I think that could be fun.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever. I don't dislike Sam Rockwell. I think he's great, but like
Great actor.
I really don't vibe with the character.
But also, another part is in part of Secret Wars, Doom gets the embodiment of eternity, and like he becomes kind of like the voice of eternity. And
now we know. Oh, okay. So I have a couple questions. So I don't know her name. Love dies. Was gonna die to Doom then, right? For that to happen.
Yeah.
And also
Continued loss for Thor.
maybe, or Thor just.
If they want to go down that route, I don't think they should because we've already seen it. We already know how he reacts to that.
You guys.
I think we say that like at least once every podcast somehow.
We
don't even mean to say it.
We say it enough.
Yeah. But okay, so then my other question is, does love have the ability to grant whatever wish to whoever?
I don't think so.
It's only like one wish
I think it's a one-time
thing ever?
yeah, ever.
Okay.
It's like
Gore's one
you
lucky
found
bastard.
me, I grant you my one wish, like a genie,
Yeah.
but you only get one.
So I don't think the Doom scenario. I think we will get Doom. I don't think that scenario will play out necessarily with Secret Wars,
Because eventually we're getting Fantastic Four.
and that is definitely setting up Secret Wars. So
And I can't imagine us not getting a Doctor Doom. Like,
No, but I
such
don't
a
want
big,
that.
you know.
He's
I hope it's
know.
not Howard Stern. Really hope that's not true.
What?
there's
Oh my
a
God,
rumor.
have you not heard that rumor?
There's a rumor that Howard Stern, because he got caught saying on his radio show, "Oh, after this, I have to go voice Marvel character for 2 hours." At the end of one of his shows before they clipped his mic.
Yeah, they didn't clip his mic in time. Apparently, it was on air.
So that's what they think is the character that he's voicing, which would be
That's the dumbest thing I have
Something is
ever
something.
heard.
It might just be the voice of Doom, but I hate that still.
It better be for a fucking cartoon.
please.
I would hope.
Or
Like-
please just be voicing yourself. Like, they have celebrity fucking people in the universe.
Yeah.
They could just have him on there and
True.
be like, Spider-Man is a fucking menace.
He's a fucking menace.
He's a goddamn menace.
I mean, yeah, why didn't they include that? Where like because they have a whole montage of Spider-Man.
But
in
also,
the-
Howard
with all the
Stern
news.
never does anything without intention. So I feel like there's some weird thing there.
That'd be
where I
so
think
fucking dumb,
It
dude.
could just be him just trying to spark controversy because he does do
I
that.
mean, yeah, he is that.
He does
yeah.
do that.
That guy.
So, oh well. Not
If they
right.
Marvel, if they do that, Marvel's tone deaf. So
all right. Last things, post-credit scenes. So we already talked about Hercules and where that's going. The second post-credit scene was a very nice way to end the
little
movie.
button on the end of
Yep,
her
so
story.
we get to see Jane in Valhalla greeted by Heimdall. I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because she died in battle. So she,
Oh.
therefore,
Yeah,
To go to
Welcomes-
Valhalla. Also,
Yep.
I love their depiction of Valhalla. Like, I've seen like artist drawings of what like people in like history books have described what Valhalla looks like, and they fucking nailed it. That like that is what like every depiction I've ever seen of Valhalla. That is it. They like fucking nailed, especially the Hall of Heroes, which is that big thing on the mountain.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
it looks in every depiction. It looks exactly like that. It was great.
okay. I just thought it looked like Asgard with grass. If I was being honest.
mean,
I think
Go to the
there was
plains.
inspiration for Asgard. For
Okay.
Sure. So it's very cool.
Okay, that makes
to see
sense.
where that ended. So
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's a nice little button on her story, and like, I'm a little I'm not confused because I know that that's. I'm not trying to nitpick or anything,
Yes,
but
you are.
does she? So it's established in Moon Knight that whatever you believe, that's the afterlife you go to, right?
Yes, and some of them
So
overlap, like Wakanda and the Dune Sea in Moon Knight. They overlap, so like they are in the same kind of realm.
Okay.
And that's another thing. New Rockstars just posted a video about that universes versus realms, and realms are only able to be
Realms are
entered
like, they're not a place you can travel to as
unless
as
you're
an
dead
alive person.
or there's a secret entrance, like in Shang-Chi. So that's another
Like a door.
another realm. So it's a different. That's the only way you can
You're
enter
really
these
playing
realms.
fast and loose there. That's really
No,
that's
that-
really close to
I-
like just like if there's one thing that they can do that's gonna pop up, so they're just gonna blur the line between the two.
I think they're going to be able to separate it enough, and I think
But
what they're,
anyway, my point was that
sorry.
what does Jane believe? Like, what is her religion?
I don't think
So
she had,
is
she was
it-
a scientist. I don't think she
She
had
was a
one.
scientist.
So that's why
So
Valhalla is where she ended up.
Valhalla became her main religion as
Okay,
the mighty Thor.
She could have rejected it too, but like she didn't because she's like, you know what? She died a warrior's death.
so I'm going
And that
down the
was one
rabbit
of the
hole with
last
this.
thought she had before she passed, probably.
Yeah, well, she's
Literally,
definitely
as she
inundated.
passed, like she's probably thinking, "Oh, remember what Thor said? I
Yeah,
died a warrior's death. I'm going to Valhalla."
it's interesting that the Norse gods actually believe, like, expand to a different level of like a plane of existence. So like it's like the
Well,
gods have religion.
You know how they say how in like say for Christianity, once you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you can automatically get into heaven, that kind of thing. I think that's what they're kind of going off of for these religions. As long as you kind of accept them and know you believe in them,
Okay.
you are able.
Well, I mean, how can you not believe in Thor because he's right fucking there?
yeah, I mean, he's not like yeah.
But he's not like a deity.
But he's not a deity. He is part of.
He's like a. It's hard to explain. He's not a demigod. He's a
Remember,
god.
ma'am, there's only one God, and he doesn't look like that.
But yeah, that's.
I'm sure you're not supposed to think too deep into it.
Yeah, we're thinking way too deep, man. So anyway, let's get to our ratings. Danny, what do you give this movie?
Originally I was going to give it like an 80 because I had a lot of questions. I didn't think it was too consistent. But after this conversation, 85. I think it's not like amazing like event you need to see this movie, but it's a fun just action adventure movie that like you can relax and just watch and have fun with. Yeah. And sometimes you just need that, you know?
I agree with that. And that's where I put my ranking because it's not 85, but like it's not as good as Ragnarok. Ragnarok was fucking fantastic. But this movie also was very fun and had a lot of lightheartedness to it, but also a very serious tone with the villain. And very consistent pacing, as we talked about. And I originally was going to give it an 82. Last night I told Joe I gave it an 82. It's going to bump up a little to an 84. It's a very solid movie. And
I'm actually surprised I'm higher on it than you. So
yes. It ranks number 12 right now in my MCU ranking. So it's just above Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, now think about it. I'm not sure if I actually officially released my rankings for that from like my MCU, but yeah, Multiverse of Madness is like 4 or 5 spaces lower than it was. Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm going into so I went at like I had like really high expectations for Multiverse of Madness, and that's why I think like I Phantom Menace that again. It's really hard for me.
I think everybody did, man.
So I liked it. So, but this one I went into with really low expectations, and I got what I expected. So I'm thinking this is probably like, I mean, there's so many MCU movies, but like eyeballing it, I think I'd say it's probably like 13, 14.
Yeah.
You know?
So a little above mid tier.
Yeah, it's like middle of the pack, you know, it's fine.
On the higher side, yeah. Joe, what do you give it?
Honestly, when we first left the movie, before I had time to like really think about it and decompress, I only gave this movie like a 78. But after I had time to like really think about it, like all day today and yesterday, after I got out of the theater before I went to sleep, I'm going to sit at an 83.
85, 84, 83.
How am I the highest on this movie?
Which is really surprising to me as well, as like
I thought you
Thor
weren't
has
gonna like
been
this
my
movie at
favorite
all.
character probably in the Marvel universe so far.
Yeah.
But this one, it wasn't as good as Ragnarok for me, but it's still a really good movie. It is like right on that line where it's just like this is where great is above this, and it's like right there.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't quite cusp greatness, but like it's close. It's really damn close.
Yeah. I know what
There's
you
only
mean.
nitpicking things that would make it like not. And like I said, I love the art style of this movie. Like it's great. Like I said, there's so many scenes in this movie you can just like screenshot, fucking put a poster, picture, doesn't matter. Like a lot of great things in this movie. And the story flowed well. Like I said, it had really good pacing. When it ended, I'm like, it's been 2 hours already?
It's like, damn.
I mean, that's a pretty good movie. But yeah, there's like little things, little nitpicky things.
Yeah.
But good.
I think if like you're an ultra uber Thor fan, you might have been disappointed a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I had a perfectly fun time with it. So
Well, that's it for us. So you can find us on Instagram and Twitter with the handle.
Instagram and TikTok.
God damn it. That's the second podcast in a row I've done that. Instagram and TikTok with the handle at Seen It Beforecast. That's SCENE, It Beforecast. And on Twitter with the handle SIB_pod. I'm Dan.
I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Was, my letterboxd at DJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Was. Joe.
Also, like and subscribe to our
Oh
YouTube.
yeah, we forgot to do that in the intro.
We
too.
forgot to do that, but we really
Like and
appreciate all the
subscribe,
support
yeah.
we've gotten recently on the channel. So just
Yes, thank you all for supporting us. We really appreciate it.
we'd never expected this much.
Yeah.
We never expected anything, honestly.
We're just a couple guys doing a podcast in the studio.
Two dudes who probably will say something stupid about your favorite movie.
I think that's the slogan. Yeah.
That is the slogan. Joe, anything you want to plug?
I'm gonna plug my YouTube channel, Shifty and the Juice, and we just started actually doing a podcast of our own called "Why Aren't We Virgins?" podcast.
That's
you can find
fitting.
it on Spotify and on our YouTube channel, Shifty and the Juice.
Yeah, that's fitting.
Yeah,
What's your first episode about again?
it is. We tried to come out of the gate swinging, so our first podcast is the placenta. What is it, and can you eat it?
They-
So
You can, right? Okay.
Yeah, so
I don't know what it is, but I know you
what
can
would
eat
you
it.
season your placenta with, Joe? Because I know you talk about it on the
What, you
podcast.
season it? What?
After talking with even after this podcast came out, multiple people came up to me and talked about it, and I would have it dehydrated, made into a powder, and then put it on a steak.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely want to I don't like cold, wet things.
Yeah.
You know, so I definitely want it dry.
Yeah.
Or use it as like an actual seasoning.
You put it in with your blue cheese crumbles on top of your steak. You'll never know. What? You get all that vitamins and nutrients from the stem cells and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
This is, by the way, 100% my podcast and my YouTube channel. Hard R rating on that.
Yeah.
Just saying, very explicit.
You
content
thought
on there.
ours is bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
we just say a couple swear words here and there.
yeah.
He dives in deep.
It's out there.
We go hard. we will probably be demonetized forever.
Yeah.
We're eventually planning to start a Patreon to be like, all right, fund these videos. So we can,
Yeah, so we can keep doing it.
they're not. No one is going to give us money.
Lord save us. Oh wait, are you listening? Oh, yeah. There's Thor. That's Thor,
Yeah.
everybody. So we are.
We already did that.
Yeah, we're
but-
wrapping up. No, we're wrapping up.
We already said the outro.
We're doing
It's been an honor. Thanks, y'all.
We're getting ready
And
to
we're